Welcome back to collecting Elvis on vinyl. This is part 18. In the last video we took a brief look at this release, Collector's Gold. One we looked at was the vinyl version. Now when this album was first announced, it was announced that it would be a CD cassette only release. So amongst vinyl collectors there was a little bit of a panic, and personally I went out and bought myself a CD player, because a release like this featuring nearly 50 unreleased tracks, I couldn't let it go by. And this was a great release at the time, a great tidy up release. If you look at the track listing, you had the fast version of Big Boots, you had Black Star, you had the solo version of Lonely Man, you had the extra lyrics for One Broken Heart for Sale, you had You're the Boss, which I think was the first time that was issued, a new song. You had the slow version of Girl Happy, you had Studio Chat, and you had some live versions of songs like Rubbernecking, Inherit the Wind, This Is a Story, and Reconsider Baby from 1969, which we didn't have before. So I couldn't pass that up. So I bought this on CD first, not knowing that there was going to be a vinyl release. So there's the CD version. Again, it is a bit like the record version. It's a bit cheaply done. They use the same photographs, just a paper insert. But song-wise, I thought it was a very good release. Unfortunately, it didn't sell too well. It wasn't a big seller. But that's what happened. So the rot had set in. CDs were now becoming the norm, and vinyl was becoming to get a little bit harder. But even before this, there were some changes, which we'll have a look at now. In 1986, 1989, and 1990, came these brilliant releases, Essential Elvis 1, 2 and 3. They came in nice gatefold sleeves. Retro labels. And featured unreleased tracks. Volume 2. And 3. Now these were released on CD also. 1, 2 and 3. But these were now featuring a few extra tracks. As we all know, you can get more tracks on a CD. So these releases featured about 4, I believe, extra tracks. Now some of them were just the regular tracks, so you probably had them, so it didn't matter too much. But eventually this was now creeping in, that if you wanted unreleased stuff of Elvis, you'd have to convert from this to this. Now personally, looking at this and this, I know which one I'd choose. It would be this one, hands down. But to get unreleased material, the industry was basically forcing you to change over to CD, because that's the way it was going. Let's have a look at some more releases like this. You've got 1, 2 and 3. What about 4, 5 and 6? CD release only. So if you wanted these, you had to convert to CD. It's a shame really, because I'm a completist. You've got volumes 1 to 3 available on vinyl. Unfortunately 4, 5 and 6 were CD only. Everybody knows these releases. This one came out in 92. This one came out in 1993. And this one in 1995. The object for me to collect these was to collect the CD version, the music cassette version and the LP version. Unfortunately, I collected them in the wrong order. I collected the CD, collected the music cassette. By the time we got round to the vinyl, they'd all sold out. I think there was around 15,000 copies. So I continued with volume 2, bought the CD, bought the music cassette. The music cassette for me, these are steel sealed. Has never been my medium, but I thought it'd be nice to collect like the 3 different versions, as we knew that music cassettes and records were on the way out, unfortunately. So if you did collect the vinyl to the 50s masters and the 60s, when the 70s one come out, CD only. So you couldn't get that on vinyl, which I think was a shame really. They should have made at least the 3 sets available on vinyl. So your collection's sort of incomplete. Also, of course, you had the Command Performances, which was CD only as well for this release. So again, you were being pointed in the direction of the CD. Bootleg albums. Now these was always very popular with the Elvis fans. These are 2 mid to late 80s releases, but after that they converted to CD. So again, if you wanted this material, you had to buy CDs. These are some of the more popular labels: Fort Baxter, Bilko, Diamond Anniversary Editions, and 2001. All good releases, these. These actually used to make me chuckle when I used to go to the conventions where people would argue what is better, Fort Baxter or Bilko. Well, they're both done by the same guy. Bilko would concentrate more on the studio recordings, and Fort Baxter more on the live recordings. And if you've seen the Phil Silvers show, you'll know that he was Sergeant Bilko and he was based in Fort Baxter. They also issued some nice box sets, which again we'll take a look at when we delve further into the CDs. Some of the early ones though were just ripped straight from the vinyl. Also in the early 90s, BMG started to issue all of Elvis's regular albums, back catalogue, on CD, with their little sign, Elvis in the 90s. Look like that. And also you had the CD single. Which took over from the beloved 45. Again, to me there's no comparison, it's vinyl all the way. However, in 1999 these appeared, FTD, and of course when these first come out these were CD only, and these releases are not even on vinyl yet, and I don't believe they'll reissue everything on vinyl on FTD. Of course they have started to do vinyl. They started in 2009 I believe with Blue Hawaii, but when these first come out these were CD only. So over the years I've been asked many times, if I love vinyl so much, why did I convert to CD? Hopefully this video explains that. This is the one that set the trend, 91, and this 1996 was the last vinyl album that I bought. I do occasionally pick up one here and there, but collecting religiously, this was the last one I bought, Elvis 56, which was a great release. Personally, if they would have kept on doing stuff like this, I would have carried on. Label looks like that, come with a great booklet. Quick flick through. Great pictures in here. Okay, so as I say, occasionally I may pick up something like this. There are some very nice releases out there now. I'm not knocking the public domain records. I'm not knocking the people that collect FTD albums. But personally, to me, the era of collecting vinyl records has gone. Going in the shops for HMV, Virgin, Zavvi, Sounds Right, Our Price, Sergeant Pepper's. You know, I'm flicking through vinyl all day. That's all gone. But I'm not knocking people that collect FTD albums. They're very well done, nice gatefold sleeves. You can afford them. Certainly go ahead. But to me, this was basically the death of vinyl for me. 1996 release. All stems from this one in 1991. Again, I think they were just testing the water, which I believe they did with this release here. If you remember this release, when it came out recently, when this was announced originally, it was announced that this wasn't going to be a physical product, this was going to be streaming only. And again, I think they were testing the water. There was such a backlash that they did actually issue it on CD. This copy is still sealed, which is unusual for me, as I've got a gripe about this one. I'm not happy with this one at all. I know people love it, but it's incomplete and it needs to be done again. Okay, let's wrap this video up. Plenty more to show. Just remember, while there's music, life's no waste. See you shortly on the next video.